Was in this item, I had filed an additional affidavit on 20th of May. With your permission, I would like to withdraw that affidavit. There were certain errors in that affidavit. With your permission, my lords, I would like to withdraw that affidavit.
Is it permissible?
Please, my lords.
Once you file an affidavit, what's the problem?
My lords, there were certain errors in the contents of the affidavit, which is why I'm just requesting if I can be permitted to withdraw them. So I will make my arguments good on the query that was posed by my lords on the last date of hearing. I have the entire record of the promotion policy also with me. Eventually, if it is required, if a query flows from my lords, which needs to be addressed by way of an affidavit, I will file a fresh affidavit with the leave of this honorable court in case anything needs to be brought on the court. Can I please request my lords to have the last order? My lords have the last order?
Yes, yes.
Lords, I'll just read it out just to recapitulate where we were. Mr. J. Singh, learned counsel for so-and-so, after arguing the matter at some length, pays for short accommodation, having been confronted with the situation with regard to equal marks awarded to the candidates from serial number 4 to 17 of the final mark sheet on seniority. My lords, just to recapitulate, this is a matter where the petitioner was denied promotion from scale 6 cadre to scale 7 cadre. This is the top management cadre in the respondent insurance company, my lords. And therefore, my lords, on the last date of hearing, I had shown my lords the final mark sheet, and my lords had made an observation that from item number 4 till 17, the petitioner falling at serial number 4, 13 candidates of the same batch have been given equal number of marks qua seniority, which is 2 marks.
On seniority.
On seniority basis. And my lords, my learned seniors' arguments and my lords' observation were that why inter se seniority has not been considered, whereas marks in descending order should have been given from serial number 4 till serial number 17 onwards. I will just try to satisfy my lords on that aspect. My lords, for a moment, may please have my counter affidavit.
Page.
My lords, page number 208. Sorry, my lords. I will be referring to page number 204, which is the promotion policy at annexure R3. Annexed to my counter affidavit, my lords. My lords have that?
Yes, yes.
If I can just request my lords to flip over to page 205, paragraph 7 of the promotion policy bills.
Yes.
Broad criteria for promotion. That's at 205. 7.1 minutes. The organizational needs by way of promotion of officers from one scale to another shall be fulfilled in such a manner that merit is appropriately recognized, while seniority is duly respected to the extent consistent with efficiency of the organization. That is what 7.1 lays down. 7.2, minutes. While promotions to scale 6 and scale 7, this is the cadre in question, minutes, shall be based on the sole criterion of merit. My lords, may just mark that. Comma. Promotions up to scale 5 shall be based on the overall ranking obtained under the various parameters for measuring merit and seniority. So, my lords, my policy framework, which has been laid down qua promotion, is absolutely clear that up till scale 5, it has to be merit cum seniority. But for scale 6 and scale 7 specifically, it is the sole criterion of merit. Now, my lords, last to last hearing, another question was posed to me by this honorable bench, though my lord's predecessor bench, that is there any subjectiveness at which is arrived at, because we've used that word, it's based on subjective promotion in my counter affidavit, incorrect usage of that word. And I had satisfied by my previous additional affidavit that is on record, that there are absolute objective parameters on basis of which marking has been done to each candidate. So there is no subjectiveness even when it comes to arrive at the criteria of merit. Now, my lords, just to go further, if my lords can just come to page 208 of my promotion policy. And with this, I'm going to attempt to answer my lord's query on the previous date with regards to inter se marking on seniority for this cadre.
208.
208, my lords. My lords may have in the beginning of the page, paragraph 11, my lords. It reads, scheme of weightage to various parameters in the criteria for promotions up to scale 5 months. Not regarding the scale that we are concerned with, that is scale 7, but up to scale 5 minutes. Max 11.1, maximum weightage in terms of numerical marks for various criteria should be worked out as under. And my lords will see the third column, the third row is seniority. And my lords will see column wise 1 to 2, scale 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 5. The marks given towards seniority keep decreasing. So it is 55 marks for scale 1 to scale 2, 50 for scale 2 to scale 3, 35 to scale 3 to scale 4, 25 from scale 4 to scale 5. Absolutely provided for under my policy framework. The promotion policy caters up till scale 5. These are the marks that need to be attributed towards seniority, because this all promotions up till scale 5 are merit cum seniority. Now, let's can just flip over to the next page.
Yes.
Well, it's page 209, 11.5. Seniority. Flowing from 11, which is seniority for scale 5 minutes. Relevant is 11.5.2 minutes. Now, may I please read this. To give weightage to inter se seniority amongst the officers belonging to the same batch, 0.01 mark will be added in the ascending order, starting with 0.00 for the last officer in the list. Now, may I please mark this, because I will use this later when we'll see the mark sheet once again. So, even for scale 5 officers, there is a provision appropriately provided for under the promotion policy, which says inter se seniority will be considered up till scale 5, and the marking of that will be in this manner, which is awarding of 0.00 marks to the last candidate, and then in an ascending order up till the first candidate. Now, I only want to, before now I move to the mark sheet of this promotion exercise, which affects the petitioner, I would just like to point out two major things.
Are we concerned about the scale 5? No.
Well, that's why I'm saying so. My policy framework has been made in a certain manner. Up till scale 5, I take care of seniority exactly how it is to be marked.
Okay, we're not concerned.
Exactly how I have to give inter se seniority. Now, the moment I shift to scale 6 and 7, which is provided for under 7.2, which I requested my lords to read in the beginning, that says that is based on the sole criteria of merit. Read with 7.1, that seniority will be given due regard. But sole criterion of merit is what I am using for filling up positions of top management of my company in the scale 7 cadre.
Yes.
That is my argument, my lords. Therefore, my lords, just for a moment to answer perhaps what thought my lords have, if the policy intended to give inter se seniority.
Therefore, we're not concerned about other rules, only we're concerned about 7.1.
Please, my lords.
We're only concerned about 7.1.
And 7.2 with regards to scale 6 and scale 7. Because 7.2 specifically says for scale 7 and scale 6 promotion, sole criterion of merit has to be seen. 7.1 is sort of a preamble, my lords, which sets out that merit has to be considered while giving due regard to the seniority. And thereafter 7.2 says, and my lords, for a moment, let's read 7.2 in entirety, my lords. Because I only read the first line. While promotions to scale 6 and scale 7 shall be based on the sole criterion of merit, promotions up to scale 5 shall be based on the overall ranking obtained under the various parameters for measuring merit and seniority. Therefore, proper marks for seniority have to be given in the ascending order, even while catering for the inter se seniority. Everything has to be taken care of up till promotions of scale 5 officers. Policy framework is aptly clear on this aspect. And thereafter, for scale 6 and scale 7, only the sole criterion of merit has to be considered while giving due regard to seniority. That due regard to seniority has been given. I will show that to you. Inter se seniority need not be given, and there is an explanation for that, my lords. For a moment, my lords. Scale up till scale 5, my lords, the date of joining of a particular employee is considered to arrive at his inter-se seniority within the same batch. Once an officer goes from scale 5 to scale 6 through a promotion exercise envisaged under the same promotion policy as the petitioner has gone, each officer of that batch, say 21-22, which the petitioner belongs to, in 21-22, the moment the promotion exercise happened for scale 6, which is the previous cadre, his current cadre, they all fell in the same basket. And starting from the date of that promotion, they have had the identical tenure in that current scale 6 cadre members. And therefore, there is no question of inter-se seniority subject to scale 6, because they are all fallen in that basket of scale 6 on the same day, have served the same tenure, and now are appearing before the promotion exercise for the next cadre. So for scale 7, what is considered is this: if there is a person of 2020 batch, he will be given more marks than the senior, the petitioner. If he is from 2021 batch, he'll be given the marks that he's been allotted. If he's in 2022 batch, he'll be given lesser marks than the petitioner. And that is what has been done batch-wise. So in ascending order, the most recent batch has been given 0. The next batch senior to that has been given 2. The next batch senior to that has been given 4, and so on and so forth. And in fact, Manoj, in this particular promotion exercise, the allegation is that my junior has been promoted. My senior has also not been promoted. My batchmates have also not been promoted as far as the petitioner is concerned. But that doesn't mean that the company has done anything mala fide or outside the policy framework, Manoj, respectfully. And Manoj, the petitioner has gained promotion from scale 5 to scale 6 under the same policy, same terms, same rules, regulations, no challenge. Appears for the same cadre of scale 7 the last year in 22-23. Does not get through, no challenge. But the second time when he is rejected, he comes to say that this policy is incorrect. Though no challenge to the policy, no prayer challenging the policy, again says, please promote me. Not respectfully speaking, as far as the company has adhered to the policy framework is absolutely clear. My respectful submission is the courts under the jurisdiction of a writ jurisdiction 226-227 have limited powers. All that has to be seen is his fundamental right to be considered should not be infringed. That is not his case. He has been considered, duly considered as per his eligibility. But can he claim right to promotion as a fundamental right has to be seen. Manoj, and I'll show judgments on that aspect. And Manoj, just one small point to another aspect to be pointed out, Manoj. The exact action that the petitioner purports to be aggrieved by in the current promotion exercise, which is that he has been superseded by his juniors. When he came from scale 5 to scale 6, he superseded 16 people, which was senior to him.
Okay, we're not concerned.
Aspect is this, Manoj. He's not a new employee. He is one of our senior most employees. But the aspect that can he come and conveniently challenge a promotion policy which has been in place, he has gained benefit out of the same policy for years together. And we have not deviated from that policy for even an inch for any other person, Manoj.
You see, rule, the policy, clause 7 and 7.1 and 7.2, how you reconcile it?
Not 7.1, most respectfully,
You just read
sets the tone for the promotion. Sorry, Manoj.
Just read it.
Please, I'll read it again. 7.1, Manoj. Broad criteria for promotion. The organizational needs by way of promotions of officers from one scale to another shall be fulfilled in such a manner that merit is appropriately recognized and while seniority is duly respected to the extent consistent with the efficiency of the organization. 7.2, Manoj, gives clarification and sort of creates a parameter which is separate up till scale 5 and separate for scale 6 and scale 7 respectfully, Manoj. Says, while promotions to scale 6 and scale 7 shall be based on the sole criterion of merit, promotions up to scale 5 shall be based on the overall ranking obtained under the various parameters for measuring merit and seniority. In case the idea of the promotion, the policy makers was this, that seniority also has to be given equal marking or equal consideration for scale 6 and scale 7. If they have specifically mentioned so for scale 5, up till scale 5, there was no reason for them to not mention it for scale 6 and scale 7. And this exercise has been conducted each year for each financial year. The petitioner himself has been beneficiary of this exercise under the same policy. How can a challenge be made at any convenient stage, so to say, Manoj?
So according to you, 7.2 indicates that
Up till 5,
seniority has nothing to do with.
no, Manoj. I will read 7.2 along with 7.1. Yes,
Hmm.
scale 7 only sole criteria of merit. But when I have to read it with 7.1, because that sets the base for this promotion, it says merit is appropriately recognized while seniority is duly respected. So I can't ignore that. And I haven't. Seniority, I have to respect his seniority. I cannot give more marks to a person junior to him. And Manoj, the interesting part in this writ petition, which my lords will have to deal with, is that there is no prayer challenging the promotion policy. I can go through the prayer clause, my lords. He has not challenged. He is not here in a challenge to the promotion policy to say whether this policy is incorrect or violative of any fundamental rights. He doesn't say so. All he says is, I am very meritorious. Please promote me. In the ACR, in the objective parameters that I had shown to my lords on the last date of hearing, who are his merit, my lords, which is the ACR for the last 6 years, he has been granted maximum marks of 60. I have the ACRs, last 6 ACRs of all promoted candidates along with him who has not been promoted. He's been granted the maximum marks. What else can I do to respect his merit? As a company, I am not shying away from saying that he's not meritorious. Relative merit has to be seen. And my lords, what I had requested my lords to read in 11.5.2 with regards to interstate seniority marking of 0.01. My lords, may I say this? Even if I am to, for an example, for the sake of arguments, I have to apply that clause to scale 7. There are 13 candidates.
No, if it is not applicable to scale 7
Yes, my
or
lords.
6 to 7,
That's right. My lords.
why you should go to that?
Not even just for the sake of argument, because that is what was argued and requested for, my lords. And that was the query that flew from the honorable bench, my lords.
So where is that your marking?
I will just show that. My lords, before I show the marking, can I please just show a convenience chart that I had prepared? If my lords can just have this for a moment, just to give an idea to my lords where.
Just a minute. That's why I'm asking how you reconcile this 7.1 and 7.2.
Sorry, my lords.
7.1 and 7.2.
That's right, my lords.
It says 7.1 says, viable promotion of officers from one skill to another shall be fulfilled so and so. Merit is appropriately recognized while seniority is duly respected.
That's right.
Then you said 7.2 said shall be based on the sole criterion of merit.
Only for scale 6 and 7. Scale 6 and scale 7.
So that's why I'm saying, is it not indicative 7.5? It doesn't apply.
Sorry, my lords.
7.1 doesn't apply to scale 7. From scale 6 to 7.
Manoj, in a strict reading, we may say so. We may say so, but that's
So
not
I'm
what.
asking.
No, Manoj.
You
No.
make your state
How,
clear.
Manoj, what the company is doing. Company is giving due respect to 7.1 also. 7.1 is the
No,
fundamental.
when you say that this is its sole criterion is the merit,
That's right,
so
Manoj.
what's the question of seniority again?
Manoj, I completely agree with Manoj. There is no question of seniority.
This your policy says so.
No.
That's why I'm asking why, how you reconcile this.
Manoj, in my respectful submission.
And in fact, you have given already awarded the marks on seniority too.
Only for the different batches, Manoj. Because what happens is there are pools now considering this promotion exercise, Manoj. We have officers from the batch of 2020-21,
That way,
2021-22. So therefore,
That is
Manoj,
why- that is
to
why-
give them due
last
respect.
occasion, that's I've understood. But what I'm on is, if you respect the seniority,
That's right, Manoj.
if you take the seniority, suppose a person is even for a same batch, the person is serial number 1, and you award same marks to a person who is in serial number 10.
From the same batch.
Yeah, whatever, it doesn't say anything. Your promotion policy doesn't say anything.
Manoj,
It's only if you respect the seniority
that's right,
or
Manoj.
merit comes seniority, whatever.
That's right, Manoj.
If you take into consideration of the seniority, there must be some, I'm not saying suppose 1 to 5, though it's a, with a question of, there's no question of batch wise. It's a question simple, it's a seniority. Is not it?
Absolutely. I completely agree. I understand what is flowing
So
from.
you show us by this policy, how the procedure, I mean, of awarding the marks,
Manoj, that I have
the
shown.
consideration.
The only procedure provided for under this policy for granting marks poor seniority is provided up till scale 5.
Yes.
What I requested my lords
Then
to
you
see
have provided
in
here
11.1
also-
and 11.1.5.
You have provided in this skill 6 to 7, you have provided.
That is correct, because my lords, I'm giving due regard to 7.1.
Hmm?
Because I'm giving due regard to 7.1.
Then what is the question? Is it not contradictory? When
No,
you
Manoj,
say
it is
that the
not.
sole criterion is merit,
That's right, my lords.
then what's the question of giving?
Then, my lords, if I request my lords to have 13.1, paragraph 13.1 at page 211.
13.1.
13.1 at page 211, my lords. It's towards the bottom of the page. My lords, have that?
Number of-
My lords, promotion from the cadres 5 to 6 and 6 to 7. What's policy is also giving further clarification if we see, my lords. My lords, have that?
Hmm.
My lords, may I read?
Yes.
First line is not important. They'll appear before the screening committee. The promotion committee shall, after taking into account the assessment recommendations of the screening committee, comma, overall merit, comma, suitability, comma, growth potential, length of balance service, qualifications, service experience in various functional areas, and seniority of the candidates, as may be assessed from the performance appraisal records as well as personal interview, prepare a list of the selection of promotion. Because my promotion policy at the final stage in front of the promotion committee requires me to give them consideration on these parameters which are objective and include seniority here, which is why that seniority has been considered, which my lords were saying is perhaps in contravention to 7.2, that it is solely based on the merit. This perhaps, my lords, explains that. And why it is batch wise is what I have attempted, my lords, to put forth is जो हमने पैरामीटर additional.
Does it not seems little contradictory?
Sorry, lords?
Is it not contradictory? Again, 13.1.5, you talks about the seniority, as well as in various functional areas and the seniority of the candidate,
Sorry, my lords? Sorry.
which you have read already.
That's right, my lords.
13.1.1.
That's right, my lords.
It also talks about the seniority.
It does, my lords.
Hmm.
So therefore, if I read 7.1 with 13.1.1, I have to duly respect the seniority. I can't disregard it, my lords. It cannot be a situation where I say, because a person A, junior to the petitioner, is highly meritorious, I will not even consider the fact that petitioner is senior to him. I can't do that.
Then why you have to say that provided this is sole criterion is merit,
My lords,
7.2.
my lords, perhaps it could have been better worded or more, I would say, better explained. But the intention of the promotion of the policy makers is amply clear, which has been followed in toto. There is no deviation from this. And my lords, the same yardstick has been applied to all 47 applicants. It is not that something special or something specially against has been done in the case of the petitioner.
Okay.
So today, with no challenge to the promotion policy, my lords,
It's okay. Next. Then
now, my lords, can I show my lords certain judgments?
what on
And then, sorry, my lords,
on what?
on this aspect only, my lords. I will just show some judgments and then I'll conclude my arguments.
Which one? Which aspect?
Then I have.
On which issue, sir?
Sorry, my lords.
Which issue?
Which issue, my lords? My lords, first, I have a set of judgments which are on the point that the promotion cannot be claimed as a matter of fundamental right.
This is all settled. You don't have to. Let us not burden ourselves.
I'm
It's all
not claiming
settled.
as a matter of right.
Then, my lords, to explain merit cum seniority,
Huh?
the concept of merit cum
That's
seniority.
also absent.
And fourth, my lord, the third, my lords, is the scope of judicial review and administrative.
You said, what? You tell us first. Is it merit cum seniority or is
It
it
is sole criterion of-
merit alone?
It is sole.
Yes, you have to
It's a,
clarify.
my lord, so it is a hybrid mode of sole criteria of merit with respect to seniority, and that is what I have done purely as per my policy. I have not
That's
acted.
why I'm not
That's right.
able to understand this 7.2.
Well,
When you say that the sole criterion is merit,
that's right, my lords.
why you're bringing again the seniority?
My lords, because if I did not, then it would culminate into a situation where people
So
from
you are
different
admitting-
batches.
You are admitting it's a merit cum seniority.
Sorry,
You are saying that it's a merit cum seniority.
my lords, I'm saying
It's
that
not a sole.
my lords, I'm saying that it's a hybrid mode where it is the sole criterion is merit, but I have to give due respect to the seniority as per
Tell us
7.1.
What is hybrid?
I'm not saying merit cum seniority. Why I cannot
Sir,
say
tell
that
us
is this.
what is hybrid mode?
Once it's been explained in a judgment, if I can just pass this on. And I can
Huh?
read it from the judgment itself. my lords.
I want to explain.
I'll read it out.
Explanation from you.
Absolutely.
What's in the Supreme Court judgment? Then no issue.
I'll just read it out.
Only the-
So according to you, it's a hybrid mode.
That's right. And that is what has
Are
been
you
said.
sure?
by
Sir,
my-
are you sure?
I'm certain. I'm certain, but that is what the judgment also said.
No matter what provides in the policy, the promotion policy.
My promotion policy is providing for that. It says sole criterion of merit,
Hmm.
but I can't ignore 7.1. I can't ignore 13.1.1.
That's why I'm
I
asking.
can't go behind that.
Suppose if there is a contradiction,
Please, Manoj.
how do reconcile? This is what I'm asking.
Manoj, then my first question to myself and perhaps my submission to my lords is this. There is no challenge to this policy.
No,
My lords should not go into the policy framework at all at this stage.
go by the policy.
That's correct, my lords. The
This is-
policy says these are the parameters I have to judge them on. I have done so. I will show that from the record.
This
They
is-
have been marked on those
This
parameters,
is, this is the Bible or Quran of the promotion.
but not under challenge. It is the Bible and the Quran of the provision, but not
You
under
have-
challenge, my
You
lords.
have to explain how you have how you have applied this policy.
That I can show, my lords. The parameters which are set out in my policy framework
Hmm.
are exactly the parameters under which I have marked them, and I can show that, my lords. ये मेरे को fresh copy दो, जो non-redacted है. My lords will have this.
What is this?
Now, this is the final mark sheet, which my lords had seen on the last date of
It's,
hearing.
it's
as well.
on the it's in the you have the records.
I have the all the ACRs, the entire record of the
Original
entire.
record.
Sorry, my lords.
Original record. Original record.
My lords, these are all digital records. I have copies of them.
DPC proceedings.
They're all digital records. DPC proceedings don't have internal notes. There's DPC, what my learned friend has just said, comprises of CMDs, all CMDs of the 6 national insurance companies.
I said we said the relevant recruitment policy
Without-
as well as
without
entire
every
records
recruitment
pertaining to
exercise,
promotion from fiscal 6 You have all the xerox of the digitized copy.
That's right, my lords. Of all ACRs of all candidates, the screening committee marks, the promotion committee marks, all notices, everything I have.
So which this is what?
My lords, the document that I just passed on to my lords is the final mark sheet, which has been prepared by the promotion committee. my lords.
Have you annexed this?
No, my lords, I haven't. And I don't intend to file it before my lords. This is because my lords had directed. So I'm placing it for only for the eyes of my lords. Because my lords, this is something which is confidential to the mark sheet of all of the other people also. And I mean, pardon my submission, but my lords, the petitioner can't today, because he's chosen to come to court, stand as monitoring committee on my promotion exercise. He actually wants to go and sit down on each person's ACR and remark them. That can't be done.
Yes. What do you want to show?
My lords, on the very first page, if my lords will see towards the bottom,
Hmm.
the committee has accordingly decided to allot maximum marks for different parameters for selection of candidates for promotion as under. My lords will see these parameters, the work records, ACRs, which are 60 marks, Petitioner has gotten 60 marks, my lords. Just to tell my lords. Then is the external assessment, which is the screening committee, which has marked the petitioner 7.36 out of 10 minutes.
Hmm?
The second aspect, the seniority, which I've shown to my lords, batch-wise marking has been given.
Page.
The first page itself, my lords.
Hmm.
And my lords, I separately passed down a convenience chart, my lords, the single page chart that has the exact marks. So, my lords, the first 16 are the promoted employees.
Hmm.
You will find the petitioner, my lords, at serial number 19.
Hmm.
If my lords will see, I have rearranged them as per the final mark sheet list for convenience of this honorable court. The serial numbers as per their zone of consideration have also been given.
Where do you get this? What's the record?
The record is on the other pages that I gave you, my lords. If my lords will just see page number.
This is by you only.
Sorry, my lords.
This is by you only.
That's right, my lords. But my lords will have an extra enclosure 3 to the document that I gave separately, my lords. That is the actual record.
Hmm.
And I've only reworked that in order of promotion for my lord's convenience. If my lords are seeing enclosure 3
Yes.
and the single pager that I've given separately, my lords,
Hmm.
my lords will see there is a person from the 2020-21 batch.
Hmm.
My lords will find his name as Pushkar Priyadarshi.
Hmm.
Lords will find him at serial number 17 of the rearranged list. He is 1 year even senior to the petitioner herein, but has not made the cut. And my lords, what I was trying to insinuate from the clause 11.5.1 regarding seniority marks attributable for inter se seniority to scale 5 officers, if my lords will just see the petitioner's marks who are seniority, the total marks of the petitioner, my lords, which are at serial number 19 of the single pager. My lords have that.
Mhm.
And see the cutoff marks at serial number 16, my lords. Even if I was to attribute those marks, he would still not make the cut, my lords.
Hmm.
Even if I was to give him inter se seniority marking,
Hmm.
he would still not make the cut. Can I explain it, my lords, from enclosure 3 of the document?
Yes, yes.
My lords, find the petitioner at serial number 4
Hmm.
and his batchmates going up till serial number 17, 2021 to 2022.
Hmm.
My lords have that?
Yes.
My lords, if I am to consider the policy and give 0.0 marks to the last person, and in ascending order 0.01, 0.02, the marks that he will attain for inter se seniority will also be 0.12. And if my lords will now for a moment see the single sheet that I gave my lords, he will not make the cutoff of the total marks awarded to the 16th person filling the last vacancy.
If he gets, suppose if he his award is 4 marks or 3 marks, he'll make it.
Sorry, my lords?
If he is awarded, if he had been awarded the 4 marks or 3 marks, he'll make it. He would have made it.
But that question of 4 marks or 3 marks is not provided for towards seniority, my lords,
Hmm.
even if inter se seniority is to be considered.
No,
Yes,
that's why I'm asking.
That way, the difference is very
I
little.
understood what you have submitted, but then
If my lords will see, in that case, my lords,
Hmm.
why not serial number 17? Why
Hmm.
not 18? 18 is the 19 is the petitioner. Why not 17? Why not 18? Why not 20? Manoj, they are all within a, they are all losing to make the cut by a very small margin.
Hmm.
So 1 mark or 2 marks difference would open a floodgate where I would not be filling up my vacancies, but actually accommodating people just because they think that they are capable of being promoted as a matter of fundamental right. Manoj, these are constitutional courts we are before.
Hmm?
This is a constitutional court that we are before, my lords. What first hurdle that the petitioner needs to cross is to show an infringement of a fundamental right. Why he has invoked the jurisdiction under 226, 227.
This is the documents.
Manoj,
This is the only document. This is
No,
the
no.
only record.
No, Manoj. I have that's a voluminous record. I have to Sara dikha ke.
The flag market?
I have a voluminous record.
No, no. What this
These are-
consists of? Is a proceedings here there?
Manoj, this consists.
DPC proceedings are there.
No, DPC proceedings are not there. There are no notings of any DPC proceeding. Only
Oh.
marking is done. On the final day when the interview is conducted, all CMDs sit down, they conduct private personal interviews of all the shortlisted candidates and they give them markings. And according to that marking, the final mark sheet is prepared, which I have passed on to my notes.
There is no other proceeding.
There is no other procedure. This is the
What
final.
is that record about?
Sorry, Milos.
What is this record about?
This Milos, is the last 6-year ACRs of each candidate. The 16 candidates which have been promoted, and the 17th person we have brought his also.
ACS to
Because that and he cannot have a problem in this because he's been awarded the maximum marks. 60 marks is the maximum I can award against this year.
ACR, it may not be relevant because
Sorry, Milos?
we wanted to know, this court wants to see the proceedings of the DPC, that's all. If you have, this is the only records you have to. And just tell me which provision of promotion policy is the procedure, which clause you have adopted.
13.1.1 minutes. I'll show you all the relevant provisions, Milos.
Selection.
First is 5.1 minutes.
Hmm?
We'll have to start from 5.1 minutes. The entire process, Manoj, I'll just take 5 minutes and make my lords mark all of the relevant paragraphs of the promotion policy. Though in my counter affidavit, my lords,
Hmm.
I have not only mentioned all of the relevant paragraphs in the sequence, my lords, I've also reproduced them from the promotion policy. My lords, with regards to the PDC, sorry, DPC, with regards to the DPC notings, my lords,
Hmm.
what I've just confirmed also. The document that I've passed on to my lords as the final mark sheet. In the first 3 pages are the complete notings also, my lords. If I can read it out, my lords. Exactly what process has been followed, as per what paragraph of the promotion policy, what has been considered, what not has been considered. All notings of the committee are there, part of this document.
It consists of interview.
That's right, Manoj. So, Manoj, there is, as per the eligibility criteria, a zone of consideration is arrived at, and all of the eligible candidates are put in that zone of consideration. All candidates that fall under the zone of consideration are put through a screening process by a screening committee, which is a third party in this case. It's a Administrative College of India in Hyderabad, completely outsourced to them. That screening process culminates into marks by the screening committee, and thereafter all screened in candidates are called in for personal interviews by the promotion committee, which consists of all of the chairman cum managing directors of the 6 general insurance companies. And they give their final comments and marks which culminate into the final mark sheet, which I've passed on to my notes.
That's all.
That is with regards to the query that had come from my lords. My lords, I wanted to read out the judgment from my lords.
Read out.
Now, can I at least pass on the compilation, my lords, if that can be taken on?
You'll be not happy.
It's not that voluminous, my lords. And it's nothing that my lords don't already know, my lords.
Let me refresh also.
But my only closing remark is this.
What?
Just my one last closing remark.
Don't make remarks.
Submission, my
Closing
lords.
remarks. Don't make-
Humble submission, if I may say so.
Yes.
My lords need to consider that there is absolutely no challenge to the promotion policy. And therefore, my lords, as long as there is no challenge, this honorable court should not go into the aspects of whether the promotion policy is sound or not. What my lords, in my respectful submission, need to analyze and perhaps see is whether I have acted in contravention of the promotion policy or not, and whether the same yardstick has been applied by me towards all of the zone of consideration candidates. As long as that is done, most respectfully, there is very limited scope of judicial review towards administrative matters, and therefore, my lord should not interfere into the promotion exercise of this. That's my subject to whatever comes from my learned senior friend. I mean,
No, I will not say anything new. I'll only deal with your contention. So you will not get an opportunity to say again. Now, my lord, my learned friend has made few arguments. I'll come to on merits. First, my lord, my learned friend says there is no challenge to policy. My lord, we want implementation of that policy. We don't want to challenge that policy. Why should I challenge the policy? So, my lord, we want that policy to be implemented.
Yes.
And the judicial review is directed against the decision-making process. We are not questioning the merits of the decision. All that we are questioning is the decision-making process.
Hmm.
The promotion policy lays down the decision-making process. Our case is you have not followed the promotion policy. That is why Article 14 and 16 is attracted. That is why judicial review is also available. Secondly, my lord, my learned friend has made an argument when I was made Deputy General Manager, I have superseded 16. If those 16 are content with that their superstition, my lord, I don't think they can say that it's a disqualification for me.
11.
If somebody is aggrieved, he should come to the court.
It's not
My lord,
11.
as long as an action is not tested by the court, it falls in the administrative domain. The moment an aspect is brought to the notice of the court, then it has to be tested on the angle of Article 14 and 16.
I told
That
you-
is what we are doing.
Yeah, I told you
Yes,
it's
yes,
not
my lord.
relevant.
And my lord, and my learned friend is saying that this is essentially a criteria of promotion is merit. Up to the stage of 5, scale 5, it is merit come seniority. And up to the beyond 5, it is merit. Now, if it is merit, why have you given marks on seniority? If the 6 general managers who have undertaken the exercise, they have read the judgment of Supreme Court in Sibaya's case, they would not have endeavored to give mark on seniority, my lord. When my lord lordship knows, there are essentially 4 categories of promotion. One is seniority. Given a person is not unfit, based on seniority, he will earn the promotion. Next comes, my lord, merit comes seniority. In a case of merit comes seniority, the seniority will play a role only when merit is equal. Then third category is merit, which is again akin to, my lord, merit comes seniority, where merit essentially decides the, promotion. We are concerned with the fourth category, merit and suitability with due regard to seniority. Here is a case, my lord, in my humble submission, it is covered by merit and suitability with due regard to seniority. Now, my learned friend is referring to 7.1. My learned friend is calling upon your lordship to decide the case by reading only 7.1. Please come to their affidavit, Miller. Please come to page 288, their additional affidavit, which they file pursuant to the query posed by this honorable court. I'll read para 4, 5, and 6. It is para 4 at page 288.
Affidavit of his-
My learned friend is arguing something, there is something else is in their pleadings. I have already indicated while opening my argument that themselves have said that subjective considerations were taken note of. Now they cannot which away by saying something wrong when there no. Actually, you did bound subjective satisfaction.
Just-
That is why you have denied promotion to me.
Just,
I also know that promotion is not a right. Right to be considered for promotion is a right. That right is sought to be denied.
Sir,
Page 288, Miller.
the
That's part of the.
affidavit by respondent number 3.
1 second, Miller. Yes, yes. Additional affidavit, para 4.
And affidavit in opposition file on.
No, Miller. An additional affidavit filed on behalf of respondent number 3 in compliance of the order dated 18/3/25. It starts from page 282.
Yes,
Please come to para 4 at page 288.
yes.
That it is respectfully submitted that paragraph 13.1.1,
Just wait.
as a lordship got it, Miller.
No, this is something,
Take on side of that. It's an affidavit filed by one Satya Manjula, Deputy GM, respondent number 3. Date,
an additional file on behalf petitioner to bring on.
additional affidavit, my lord. It was filed perhaps, no, it was sworn on 3rd of June. 6/5. 6/5.
It's fine. 307. Additional affidavit on behalf of respondent in compliance with orders. Yes,
Additional affidavit, my lord.
yes,
Yes. Please
Three-
come to para 4 of that affidavit.
307.
Oh,
Page 307.
oh, oh. What should we do there? May I read it, my lord?
This way. Fairfield, yes.
That it is respectfully submitted that paragraph 13.1.1 of the promotion policy indicates the guiding parameters for promotion committee for selection of the candidate for promotion. The promotion committee conducts an objective assessment based on these parameters in making the final determination. Notably, the promotion committee takes into consideration the performance appraisal records of the candidate from the preceding 6 years as a part of promotion evaluation. Candidates are allotted marks under the following parameters: work record, that is ACR, external assessment, seniority, and 4 interview. Now, if it is a merit-based criteria, if it is a merit cum seniority, then there is no scope of taking note of any seniority aspect. Seniority will come handy only when merit is equal. That means it is a criteria exactly as was held by the Supreme Court in Mohanlal Kapoor's case, Millard. It's a criteria of merit and suitability with due regard to seniority. And I'll satisfy that by reading the clause. Then 5. Further work record constitutes mark allotted towards the following parameters. Then para 6. For each of the parameters stated above, the promotion committee assigns marks and candidates are awarded marks based on their performance against these parameters, and total marks obtained by each candidate are arrived at. The candidate are then arranged in descending order of the total marks obtained by them, and merit list is accordingly prepared. Now, my lord will kindly come to the affidavit filed by them, the policy. Let us go very chronologically in a Now, my learned friend has read only, he was laying emphasis on clause 2.7. Now, please come to that page 205, my lord, of their affidavit. Ultimately, according to their affidavit, it is clause 13.1.1, which eventually decides how promotion is to be given.
Hmm.
I'll go chronologically, my lord.
Hmm.
Kindly come to 7.1 at 205.
Hmm.
What is the heading? Broad criteria for promotion.
Hmm.
Organizational needs by way of promotion of officers from one scale to another shall be fulfilled in such a manner that merit is appropriately recognized while seniority is duly respected to the extent consistent with the efficiency of the organization. So the award objective of the policies, my lord, is to lay emphasis on two broad aspects, that is merit and suitability and seniority. There is no doubt about it. Now, we cannot read 7.1 in isolation. We have to read as a whole. Then, my lord, then it says, while promotion to the scale 6 to 7 shall be based sole criteria of merit, promotion up to 5 shall be based on overall ranking obtained under various parameters measuring merit and seniority. My lord, with my limited understanding, my lord, there is no difference between merit and merit cum seniority. My lord, that Sibaya's case of 1998 6 SCC, Supreme Court has clearly laid down. Merit cum seniority is one aspect. My lord, seniority cum merit is another aspect. But when it says merit and merit cum seniority is all the same. Now I'll come to that little later, my lord. Then come to para 8.1. For empanelment for consideration of promotion to the scale of 6 and 7, an officer should be completed. So that means, my lord, to come within the zone of consideration, one has to have 2 years qualifying service. That is what prescribed by 8. Now, please come to, my lord, 9. How 9 specifies, my lord, how screening will be done. That they've said, my learned friend has already said that it has been outsourced to somebody, so it has been done. In fact, my lord, the screening was not done by 4 or 5%. That anyway, we are not pressing it for the present. Now, please come to page 208. Now, my learned friend read it. I do not know why he read it. According to me, my lord, this is absolutely no application in our case. Page 208. Now, kindly on top. Scheme of weightage to various parameters in criteria of promotion up to scale 5. We are not concerned with the promotion up to scale 5. We are concerned with 6 and 7. Therefore, this is absolutely no relevance, Miller. Now, most important is page 211, selection. Now, we can't read 7.1 in isolation. We have to read harmoniously with 13.1. Promotion committee shall effect officers for so-and-so promotion for placement in scale 6 and 7. This is the appropriate scale with which we are concerned. Therefore, these are the criteria which are applicable. As the case may be, based on overall merit, suitability, growth, length of service, qualification, service experience in the functional areas, and seniority of the empaneled candidates. My lord, in your affidavit, additional affidavit pursuant to the query posed by this honorable court on 18/3/25, we have shown an affidavit where you have referred to para 13.1. But today you are making argument on 7.1. You are not being fair to the honorable court. As may be assessed from performance appraisal and other records, such selection of officers for so-and-so promotion by promotion shall be final. So, my lord, the selection criteria is incorporated. Now, please come to 13.1.1. Eligible officers, after being interviewed by screening committee, as per para 9.1, shall appear for an interview by the promotion committee. The promotion committee shall, after taking into account the assessment recommendation of the screening committee, that is under 9, overall merit, suitability, growth potential, length of service, length of balance service, qualification, service experience in various functional areas, and seniority of the candidate as may be assessed from the performance appraisal record as well as personnel interview. Prepare a list of the officers selected for promotion. My lord, there is no scope for any subjectivity. It is objectivity alone which will, my lord, govern the selection process. There has to be transparency. When we say, my lord, probity in public administration, what does it mean? Not doing few things, my lord, subtly. You have to do it in a manner which inspires the confidence of this honorable court. Now, if seniority is not relevant, why have you given marks in the heading of seniority? And can you give seniority, can you award marks for seniority batch-wise? The first time we have heard, my lord. I've never heard before that seniority is given batch-wise. So, my lord, it is a clear-cut case of a criteria of merit and suitability with due regard to seniority. Therefore, seniority does have a role to play, and there is no dispute that on merit, I have got nothing less. I'm no way inferior in merit, but at the same time, I'm serial number 4 in the, a list of the candidates whose cases were being considered. Therefore, my humble submission is, my lord, it's a clear case where the decision-making process is not in consonance with this particular promotion policy. And my lord, my learned friend has said, we do not have a DPC proceeding. This is the only document we have. My lord, we also know, my lord, I was also a law officer of the state for quite some time. My lord, in any promotion, supposing my learned friend has said that the CMDs of all these companies were part of the interview process. Now, they must, in other words, my lord, contemporaneous documents should be there, where X company CMD supposing has given you 5 in interview out of 10. Somebody has given 6, somebody has given 4, somebody has given 9. Now that is being compiled in that sheet. When we say record means includes everything. The contemporaneous records, including the comparative statement. What has been produced by your lordships is not the original record. Not the, my lord, it's a well-known concept in service jurisprudence. When you talk of record, it consists of 2 things. One is contemporaneous record, where each member of the interview board will give a mark. Based on that, this sheet is prepared. Where are those sheets? Are they shying away? Therefore, my humble submission is, my lord, and my learned friend says, only it is for what court's eye. It's okay. But in a certiorari proceeding, if you do not produce the original record, then court can draw adverse conclusion. It is a certiorari proceeding. We are praying for a writ of certiorari to quash the impugn promotion exercise. It's not a question of asking. The moment Rule 9C is issued, it is the duty of the respondents to produce the record for court's perusal. If it is not produced, 2 things will happen. As inference under the Evidence Act can be drawn because they do not have the documents. And secondly, my lord, lordships can always infer an adverse conclusion. So it's a pure and simple case, my lord, where my case, I'm challenging the decision-making process. I'm not questioning the merits of the decision. The decision-making process is flawed. Therefore, lordships will interfere with the matter, remand the matter to the authority, my lord. There should be a review DPC to consider my case. There is no reply of reply. in
No,
our-
absolutely
Ah,
not.
ah.
Absolutely. Are you done? Just being respectful.
What is this promotion? What is this notice? 16/1/2024?
One second.
Sorry, Manoj?
16/1/2024. Is it
That is the
a
notice. That is the
promotion
notice for promotion exercise.
Notice, the
Notice for-
impugn promotion order.
That is the notice for the promotion exercise.
For promotion.
The notice which is the first notice which is issued for starting a promotion exercise.
Sir, why these persons are not before?
My lord.
Why you have not added them party respondents?
We have made them parties.
We have made them parties.
All are respondents, my lord.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All the promotion to
You are
persons,
for the,
Only for respondent numbers 2 to 8.
the private
the-
respondents, though notices have been served, they have not appeared.
okay. Huh?
I'm only for the insurance.
Yes.
companies. Well, can I just read one paragraph of a judgment? Just
Which judgment?
just one paragraph.
Which judgment?
My lords, it's case Samantarai versus National Insurance Company, Supreme Court.
Hmm.
It is at serial number 5 of my compilation. My lords. If my lords can just have page 175, just to explain the merit cum seniority and the merit model. That's all, my lords. Just one paragraph. Just the judgment, nothing more. I'll not make a submission on it. I'll just read those lines. If my lords can just for a moment have page 175.
But, yes.
Just for a moment, please. My lords have page 175.
Hmm.
Paragraph 9, my lords. As the figurative data extracted from the policy goes on to show that the service structure is like a pyramid, the higher ones go in the ladder of promotional posts. Remarkably, the seniority loses importance
Which
and
one?
merit gets primacy.
Page.
175. 175 of the compilation, my lords.
Hmm.
My lords have that?
Yes, Samantha. Huh?
My lords have that?
Hmm.
As the figurative data extracted from the policy goes to show, the service structure is like a pyramid. The higher one goes in the ladder of promotional posts. Remarkably, the seniority loses importance and merit gets primacy. Now, para 10, last two lines. In other words, there is a third category of cases where seniority is duly respected and merit is appropriately recognized. While laying down the promotion policy or rule, it is always open to the employer to specify the area and parameter of weightage to be given in respect of merit and seniority separately, so long as the policy is not colorable exercise of power, nor has the effect of violating any statutory scope of interference and other relatable matters. This, then 2 lines down from there, this court inter alia held that fixing terms which are at variance with the statutory rules is impermissible. Now, my lords, the last 5 lines of this paragraph. It is for the employer to stipulate the criteria for promotion, the same pertaining really to the area of policy making. It was therefore permissible for the respondent to have their own criteria for judging claims on the principle of seniority cum merit, giving primacy to merit as well, depending upon the class, category, and nature of post in the hierarchy of administration and the requirements of efficiency of such posts. This is exactly what, my lords, we have done. That's all. If my lords can just mark this.
My lord, just 1 minute reply to this. My lord, a decision is an authority for what it actually decides. Now, my lord, in this case, in the present case with which we are confronted with, my lord, there is a policy decision where seniority has been assigned a role. Now, this judgment will not come in, but this is a general law where my lord, yes, higher you climb the ladder, merit plays more important role. But if your promotion policy itself emphasizes a role for seniority, then how can we ignore seniority?
And in the judgment as well.
That's why it is very important to know, my lord, what are the facts of the case. Here, my lord, in the facts of this case, that is the judgment. But there cannot be a general policy when you have yourself prescribed a policy that even for general manager, the seniority has a role, then you must assign role.
My lords, I have encapsulated my arguments in a written submissions. If I can just pass that along.
Again.
It has nothing additional to what I've stated.
Copy may also be
There,
given.
bilkul, sir.
Yes, thank you.
My lords, if I can request for those two documents to be returned, please.
Huh?
Can I request for those 2 documents to be returned?
We'll record it.
Then, my lords, then
Ask for a record. You said that there's no record other than this,
no, my lords.
which only shows the.
No,
the-
then I'll file the record.
Huh?
I'll place it on record. There's a lot of record.
What is there? What records is this?
My
Why
lords,
not-
all the
why not
notices,
asking for the ACS of the.
all the notices issued in the promotion exercise, all of them,
Ah.
all the markings done by the screening committee, all the marking done by the promotion committee and the ACRs. This is the entire record which I have it with me. I can place it on record. Then, my lords, may permit me, if my lords may agree, my lords may return these 2 documents and I will file it tomorrow with an application to be placed in a sealed cover. I don't want them to be landing in their hands.
Why?
For the court, my lords, this is
Why so secretion here?
Manoj, because this involves data which is related to the other candidates, and they can't sit as a monitor to check and give their submission. Manoj, I don't have instructions to place these on record
No,
with a
it's
copy to
okay,
them.
it's
Manoj, I will,
okay. There's nothing, there's.
I will file them in a sealed cover, Manoj.
No,
If that,
there's no secrecy as such.
Manoj, my request is I may be permitted to place it in a sealed cover. That's my only request. I have absolutely no.
You said there's no records other than this.
No, Manoj, I'm not saying that. I have the records. I'll place everything on
Records
record
of what?
of the entire promotion exercise. Manoj. Starting
You-
from
you
the first
said- You
notice
said you have only, other than this, you have only ACS of the.
and the screening
candidates.
committee markings and all the notices, my lords,
Yes, that is the records.
I have that, my
I
lords.
was like,
I have
you-
that.
you- keep it-
My lords-
You put it there.
Then, my lords may permit me, I'll place everything in a seal cover.
What's it over?
My lords, I
Give it to the, I mean, you submit it to the court.
My lords, if I submit it to a court without a seal cover, then they will get a copy of it.
Doesn't make a
My lords,
difference.
I don't have, my lords have to protect my.
No, no, they'll not get in.
My lord,
It's
section
for the perusal of-
123 of
My lords,
the Evidence Act says,
unfortunately,
if somebody wants
It's
to
a
take
record, there's no
privilege, then
secret.
secretary of
Okay.
the department
My lords,
has to
my lords
file an
may
affidavit.
permit me to file it in a seal
Nothing,
cover.
you just submit the records. We'll just say, we'll record it, you have placed the records. with-
My lords, may please say I will file it in a seal cover.
Hmm?
May please say I'll file it in a seal.
No, no.
My lords,
It's
then
okay.
I will move an application. My lords. Please, may allow me to move an application.
For what?
For placing it on record in a seal cover. My lords, I don't have instructions to place this on record without a seal cover.
We have asked to produce it.
I'm more, my lords, it's right here for your lordship size. I can take my lords through the entire exercise.
Can show the learned senior counsel assisted by
SP Sharma, madam.
SP Sharma, learned counsel for the petitioner. And also her
Zorawar Singh.
Yoravar Singh, learned counsel for the respondent number 2.
2 to 8 my lords.
Mr. Non-APS for the respondents, 5 respondents, dispute solution notice. Hearing judgment be there. Next para. Mr. Jay Singh, learned counsel for the
Z.
respondent number 2, 8 have produced the records.
My lords, may please permit me to file it in
I
a,
have said you have produced the records. That's all.
my lords, please, it's a
Put it here.
request, my lords. I may be permitted to give it in a seal cover, my lords.
What?
I-
seal cover,
My lords,
sir?
I don't
It's
know, my
okay.
lords. My
I
lords,
don't have to tell all this thing. Please. You have produced the, we have directed you to produce the record. You have produced it. We'll see it.
Then, my lords, may I request for one thing? I also have a redacted version of the final mark sheet,
Hmm.
which redacts the marks for the other people.
You
and
just
notice you that for
produced it.
reference.
You'll get it back after the judgment is delivered. All right.
But my lords, between,
This is only for the perusal of the court. Nobody is going to.
then my
have
lords,
that
may
kind-
please, my lords, just one line that the
That's all.
record, my lords, one line that the record will not be available to the petitioner.
How can we have?
No, my lords.
How they were, this is for the perusal of the court. The hearing concluded. I said hearing.
My lords, I have full
concluded.
faith in this court.
I am not going to hear any further. Judgment reserved, hearing concluded, judgment reserved. You have placed the,
We have
Sir.
no way any
Yes,
access to
yes.
the record.
yes. Please, thank you.
Obliged, please.
What department is this? What department? Insurance.
Yes, please. Insurance co-
Insurance,
That's it.
insurance company.
That's right. New India Assurance, sir.
India Insurance. It's okay. Don't worry. Once the court asks to produce the record,
That's right.
original record, you produce it. That's all. Nothing else.
I bow down, my lords.
No, no, no. It's okay. Next. Yes, sir. What is to be reviewed here in this order? This is just an innocuous order. What is to be reviewed? Liberty to the petitioner to file before the approval of the so and so, so and so. That's all. What is to be reviewed in this judgment? I mean, this order? Only we have granted liberty to the petitioner to file application before the appropriate authority. That you can also file. Nobody is stopping this. You are for
I'm for BTC. madam.
petitioner, BTC.
BTC. Single number.
Who is for opposite party, respondent?
My lord, notice has not been served. Not yet received by respondent number 1.
Huh?
As per office note, lord. Respondent number 1 is
Received
not
the
received.
Petitioner, that is petitioner.
The respondent number one notice went to, but notice has not been served.
This is something unusual. If these orders are sought to be reviewed, what remains? Yes, what's wrong? What's the ground of review? We have just granted liberty to the petitioner to file an application before the appropriate authority. There's no ground for review.
My lord, in that case, writ petition, the petitioner is the one of the three wives. That is why.
Doesn't matter. We just granted only liberty to file an affidavit. We have not decided on the merit. What is this? You
But they want,
order.
in an XR2, they filed that bit of PIN certificates. So in an XR2, they provided that next of PIN certificate, my lord.
Whatever you apply, you also apply. Who is stopping them? Yes. See, read this. Considering the writ petition is disposed of by granting liberty to the petitioner to file application before the appropriate authority. In the event the petition files and it is provided the respondent shall consider and dispose of the application within a period of 2 months from the date of receipt of the application. You also file an application. What's
My
there?
lord, they also filed another writ petition also.
Huh?
They also filed another writ petition also.
Against this.
Yes, my lord.
She's also
It's
claiming.
pending.
I'm not concerned, Your Honor.
Huh?
It may be fixed, Your Honor.
And what's there? There's nothing. So it's the counsel for the review petition. Office note dated 25/20/25 indicates that, reflects that neither edified nor unserved notice in respect of responding ways has been received back. Has not been received. Mr. This the matter after 3 weeks. Everything service report. Huh?
Only-
3 weeks.